Hello and welcome back to some more Valheim back in our no portal run. Last time we went off and we did a load of material gathering and we've got an absolute ton of stuff, so we can kind of get cracking on today. I got everything out the back here all smelted up. I've left a little bit out, so we've got some copper and some tin spare left over, but we pretty much went through all of our coal and we've got all of the stuff that we had smelted up, and I converted all of it into bronze. We've got quite a nice bit of bronze here. It's about 100, 105, so we should be able to make a good amount of stuff today. So first thing we're going to do today is we're going to make a bunch of upgrades. There's loads of things that I really want to make. First things first is I really want to make this troll armor. So we're going to make that first before anything else. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make the tunic and the pants. Got a couple of bones. We'll go ahead and make the cape and the helmet as well. So that is the full troll set now. We've got a couple of bits of pieces left over. We're going to have to go out and do some more troll hunting to level all of this stuff up. But we can finally get away from this leather armor that we're wearing. Lovely. So a couple other bits and pieces. Obviously we haven't done any of the bronze yet. One thing I do want to do very quickly is put another upgrade on our finewood bow, which I believe, let's just double check we can do that. So we'll get that one all done and upgraded. We need level 4 bench to upgrade that any further, but I think level 3 should be fine for that. So that is that all done as well. Fantastic. So next thing we need to do, come on over here and we want to have a quick look and see what we want to make out of the bronze lot. One thing I'd very much like to make is the bronze buckler. I think that's something that's going to be very, very useful in the beginning here. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll make that one first. What else do we want to make on this? I think we probably want to go ahead and make the bronze pickaxe. So we'll quickly get a bit of bronze out. Like I said, we're going to eat through this bronze super, super quickly here. Before you know it, it's all going to be gone. So we've kind of got to use this a bit sparingly and be smart about what we use it on. I think the bronze armor is definitely something else that we need to make. So I'm just going to grab all of this here out and I'm going to go ahead and make the entire bronze set. Lovely. So that is all the bronze armor made. We've got a bronze pickaxe, which should be is going to be good for when we get into the crypt. Obviously, we're going to take some of these with us because the antler pickaxes is just really good for repairing. But this is just going to be a little bit quicker, so we can kind of speed up the iron gathering process. Also, I did do the upgrade for this bench as well, because I did upgrade my axe in between the last episode and today, just because I have been cutting loads of trees as well and it was just breaking super quick. So we put a couple upgrades on there as well to bring that one up a little bit. The shield, I think we're going to use that quite a bit, so I'm happy to put one on there, and we'll throw one on the pickaxe as well. And the cultivator, let's just do that because it only takes 1 bronze and 1 cordwood. We'd probably be able to do another one if we could get another upgrade on this bench. But that is another thing we've got to be concerned about. So I'm going to take another 5 of these before we burn through it all too much. Grab a little bit of fine wood out of here. And this is now going to allow us to make, in the crafting tab over here I believe, oh, we need some resin as well. We can start making fermenters, which is going to be really, really useful. It's going to give us loads of meads and potions and bits and pieces. I don't have somewhere set to put these at the moment, so I'm just going to dump them up here. Lovely. So we're going to have 2 of those total, and that is now we can start making all of the mead bases in the cauldron here. We've got some healing potions, stamina potions, poison resistance, which we're definitely going to be needing for the swamp. So we need to start working on getting some of that going. But yeah, we'll start. Now we've got the fermenters in here, we can start making potions and bits and pieces, which is going to help us a lot in the future. We might make some health potions for the Elder fight, just in case. I don't think we'll need them, but you never know. Right, so one other thing I really, really, really do want to upgrade is the knife. So at the moment, we're still using our flint knife. Oh, free fish, take it. So I'd very much like to get the next level on this one. So let's take this. So we're not going to upgrade the flint knife because we're pretty much done with that now. We could upgrade it, but I think it would just be a waste of materials because we can come in here and we can actually go ahead. Let's have a look here. Copper knife there, and we need 8 pieces of copper. This is why I left a couple pieces left over, just so we had a couple of extra ones. So I could do some bits on there and put an upgrade, and I believe, if I remember correctly, it uses the Grey Dwarf Eye. It does, so we need 8 of those, which is good because we've not been using these because we're not using portals, so it's actually given us a bit of a use for these. Kind of get rid of a few of them, which will be nice. And last but not least, a couple more things we need to put down, and that is going to be some workstation upgrades. So we're going to need 3 bronze and 10 fine wood to upgrade the workbench ones more. Lovely, and we can make the ads, and we'll just chuck that one down there for the time being. We'll move all of this around at some point and make it all look real nice, but I'm just going to throw these down just to get the upgrades going. Lovely. So the other one to make is the forge cooler that's going to upgrade our forge for us as well. So now that is all the way up to level 3. Fantastic. So we can go ahead and we can upgrade these a couple more now if we wanted to, but I think we'll leave them where they are. That's all the upgrades out the way that we've got to do. I've got a couple bits and pieces to make, and then we should be good to go and take the Elder on. We still need to get a couple of ancient seeds, so I've only got 2 still. I've killed a couple of brutes, but not too many. And none of them have dropped these ancient seeds, so we need to go out and find 2 more of those. Also, outside here, I have started cutting down some of the trees. We've got all the seeds and I haven't replanted yet, but I am going to cut down all of them before we replant them again. And we've gone ahead and we've got almost 2 full carts of wood, which is going to be quite nice. So we've got a backup for building in the future, and I've started, as you can see, outlining a bit of a perimeter around our base. So this is kind of where I'm thinking about putting a wall. Still a work in progress at the moment. I need to figure out how we're going to wrap it all the way around there, and then how I'm going to deal with the land in and around it. I think what we'll do is we'll try and level and raise the ground all the way up to where our wall's going to be. I think this bit here is going to be slightly more raised, but we'll deal with that when we get to it. But I think this wall's going to come all the way out and around down this way, and then we can start working on the back end of this. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get a little bit more prep done and get some bits and pieces readied up, and then we should be good. We'll go over and see if we can get the last 2 ancient seeds we need, and then we'll try and get the elder fight done pretty much in the beginning of this episode. Alright, so yeah, I'm just going to nip around and get some bits and pieces done. Okay, so we are all set up and ready to go. I've cleaned out my inventory, I've done some crafting, we've got 2 stacks of fire arrows, should be more than enough. And before I do forget, we're going to quickly grab these out as well, and we're going to head over to the Black Forest where the Elder is and start getting set up over there. Because, again, no portals, so if we do die, we're going to have to come all the way back to get our stuff. So I'm going to build a little bit of a house area over here that we can sleep in, just in case we do die, and then it's at least going to be easy to get back to our stuff, just to kind of save ourselves the headache. So I've loaded the boat up with a bit of stone and a bit of wood. To go on over there. We've got loads of really good food made up, and we're going to go test this out as well and see if we can't find a brute. Hopefully we get one come to us as we're getting set up over there. So I'm going to take the boat, we're going to head on over here and then start getting ourselves situated for the elder fight. Lovely, so we've just come over and the elder spawn location is just slightly north of us here. I found quite a nice little rock that we're going to try and get set up on here. It is the Black Forest. It is going to be a little bit more dangerous than the meadows, but I think this is going to be quite a nice little location to set up. Not too close, but not too far either, and I found some really nice copper nodes over here. So if we wanted to in the future, we can set up a little bit of a smelting area if we do need to get some more copper, and just kind of smelt it all over here. This is something we can expand on in the future, so I'm just going to get a little something going down on the floor here, just to kind of get started, and then yeah, we'll get a bed down, we can sleep through the night, because it is going to become quite treacherous here over the night, and then we'll go out and hunt the last 2 ancient seeds that we need and get the elder spawned. Right, lovely, our house is all done. It's very small, very little quaint thing, but it'll do, it will do. It's just a respawn point at the moment, so if we die, we come back here and we can go back and get our stuff fairly easily. So, we did get a brute attack us while we were building it, and we managed to get 1 more ancient seed, so we are 1 more away from being able to summon the elder, and of course it starts raining. So, we're in the Black Forest, we're just going to have a little bit of a runabout and have a look. This island is not too wide as well, so eventually we'll get the boat and we'll have a bit of a sail around and see what's what. And properly map the island out, but I'm going to have a look around and see if we can find one of the grey dwarf nests. It'd be quite handy, and get a brute to spawn off of it. If we find a nest, I'd rather not take it out completely, because we can turn that into a farm in the future, and that's going to do us for wood, sap, and stone. And I believe we may have just found our first 1-star troll. Yep, that is a 1-star boy. Or a 2-star boy, I'm not sure. But he's a different colour, so I'm assuming it's a 1-star. This is going to be quite an interesting challenge. I don't think we're going to be able to use the weapon on him. So it's going to be a bow, I believe. Just going to have to go with the bow and fire arrows for this one. But we should get a good amount of troll hide off of this one. Okay, it wasn't too bad. Obviously, he didn't hit us. Okay, I may have just found out the most amazing thing ever. If you middle-click the mouse button, it will do a spin attack. I have played this game for quite a few hours, and I never knew about that. So this has a special attack here. You can kind of do that and it'll do a spin. Oh, that's fantastic if you get surrounded. Oh, that's amazing. I didn't know about that. Again, I've never used this weapon before, but I am slowly falling in love with it. It is a great weapon by the looks of it. So yeah, we've got a nest thing over there. I'm going to have a quick look in here as well and see if there's another troll. Because sometimes one spawns out, sometimes one spawns in, and it's another 1-star. Oh god, I'm not even gonna bother with that. I don't think in such close quarters we're ready to take that on yet. We can come back and take him on eventually at some point, but it's just not now. Not in level 1 troll hide. That's for sure. So you can get one of the ancient seeds from breaking the nest itself. However, I would like to turn one of these into a farm, and this one looks pretty good. So I think this is one we're going to want to keep. Because it's quite a flat area already, and then I can put walls around it and I can turn this into a farm itself. So we're just going to hang around this one until we can get a brute spawn, and then we'll see if the brute will drop us an ancient seed instead. There we go, there's the brute. Oh, 4 hits to take him down. That's great. Did we get the seed off him? Yes, we did. We've got 4 seeds total. Let's go take our ancient seeds and let's get this second boss fight all done and dusted. We will have to do this twice again. We're going to do it once for now. Because we do want the second trophy. And then once we decide where we're going to start putting trophies, we can get that one all set. We'll come back and we'll get that one done. So, first time running the Elder Boss. Hopefully we'll be alright here. We've got a good rested bonus. It's daytime, it's not raining. There's nothing around us that should interfere with this. Fingers crossed. There we go. Let's start the process. Getting burning with these arrows. One more shot. Lovely, amazing. Elder defeated. Have some of that. Awesome. Right. Now he should drop a swamp key and his trophy. Have a good look. Let's see what we've got. There we go. 1 swamp key and 1 elder trophy. Amazing stuff. Cool. So that is that all done and dusted. We didn't die, thankfully. But you never know. It's a good thing we put the thing up here as a precaution. We've got a nest pretty close to here, so we can expand on this base at some point in the future. We're going to grab the little bits and pieces from here, though, and then we'll head on over and we'll plop the trophy onto the sacrificial stones. And we can finally get our second ancient power. Lovely. We've made it back to the sacrificial stones. And let's go and hang our Elder Trophy upon the trophy hook. Amazing. Let it activate up. So we've got this one at the moment. This one is going to give us faster wood cutting. I don't know how much faster it is, but it does speed up cutting down trees by a lot. So we don't really need to cut down trees at the moment. So we're not going to activate this power. I'm going to keep this one on instead. Because I think going through the swamp, whenever we get there, it's going to need a lot of stamina, a lot of running, a lot of jumping, just to save our skin. That's going to be more beneficial to us than cutting down trees. So, we'll come back to this whenever we do need to cut down trees. That is one reason that I wanted it so close to where our base is. And luckily, it's not too far away at all. So, we're going to head on back, and then we are going to plan our next steps for the rest of today. Okay, so we just made it home from dropping the elder head off at the sacrificial stone. I've done a little bit of work in the house as well since coming back, and I did a little bit of decorating. So I've not done a huge amount, but we've made some extra furniture, some bits and pieces, just to increase our comfort. We put a couple of item stands as well because it was such a nice looking house, so much space, but it looks so empty. So I'm going to slowly start filling it with bits and pieces here and there. Things will probably move around a lot more once we get into iron. We're going to move the bedroom up to here, and we'll probably decorate it a little bit more. Oh, there we go. Our fermenters are all done, so we should have some healing potions and some poison resistance. Lovely stuff. We'll keep those on us. They're going to be handy to carry around. But what I want to do for the next part is I kind of want to go out with the boat again, and I'd like to sort of outline the rest of what's on the outside of our island here. As you can see, we've got a little tiny bit here, but I just want to get an idea of what we're dealing with and what our starting island looks like, and I don't feel like we've explored too much. After this, the next step is probably going to be going up into the swamp, so we'll do a little bit of exploring before we do that, and then we'll head on up there, and then we can start working towards getting iron and some other bits and pieces. But yeah, so I'm going to jump on the boat. I'm going to scout around the island a little bit more. I'll let you know if I find anything interesting, but I just want an outline of what we're working with and where we can go from here and see what we've got around us. Wonderful, and that is the end of all of our sailing trip. So we're just coming back in the river here, back towards the base. But as you can see, we've actually got quite a bit of this mapped out, and again, a lot bigger than what I thought it was. It's absolutely huge, and we did manage to find the trader, but we've also managed to find a couple of other quite convenient things. So we've got another swamp down to the south here, we've got another bit of swamp here, we've got this swamp here that we found, this one here, a little bit here, and quite a couple of plains up and around as well. So we've mapped out quite a lot of stuff, and we've got quite a few future locations marked out. Oh, careful where I'm driving. Which is going to be super, super handy, but I'm really glad we got that done, because now we've got a really good idea of what this map looks like. But anyway, I'm going to head back on home, and then, yeah, we're going to get started on the next phase today, which is going to be fortifying and defending the base a little bit more. Now we beat 2 bosses, we've got to expect that the raids are going to start getting more and more difficult, so we've got to start fortifying against them. So let me get this boat home safely, and yeah, we'll take it from there. So here we are back at the base, and as you can see, some things have changed, and I have been very, very, very busy. All the trees are gone. All of them. I've replanted them all, don't worry, they will be coming back at some point. But all of the trees are gone because I have been super busy cutting down all of the trees and gathering all of the wood. And I've used quite a lot of wood making the perimeter as well. So as you can see here, we've kind of got a bit of an idea of how our walls and defenses are going to go in here. And I hope I've gathered enough wood. This shouldn't be like the first time. I've actually got one. That's about a half, 2/3 cart. So that's 1 2/3 there. Let's quickly have a look over here. All of these are full of wood. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 2/3 carts full of wood. And I've already used about a cart and a half on doing the perimeter here and just outlining things. But yeah, we've kind of got an idea of what we want to do. I've leveled it all off to the base of the stairs here as well. So we are going to raise all of the ground around here at some point. Probably not this little river though. I've had a look at this and I thought, you know what, it might be quite nice to keep this running through and then just raise that bit there, raise this bit here. Might even lower the river a little bit more so it's a bit of a nicer river, and then put some like walls and boundaries in around it, and then we can have a little bridge over to the other side. I thought it'd be quite cool to have on the inside. But that's still a work in progress and it's still kind of like in the plan of what's going on. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on. I also went and brought all of the stone over from the copper nodes and put that in there so we can start bringing some of this ground up. I know that we are not going to have enough stone to do it. I'm hoping we have enough to get a good section of it done. But the first thing I want to do is go ahead and we're going to start getting some of these walls up and built in. And as you can see as well on the corners, I do have these sort of circles mapped out. These are going to be stone towers, I think. So once we've got the stone cutter, which we need to go to the swamp for to get some iron to get, I would very much like to put sort of like guard towers in here. And these walls, they're not going to be a single wall high now, by the way. No. They are going to be close to, I probably are going to do about 3 or 4 high. Because I do want big walls on this thing. So that's just not high enough. I'm thinking about going, oh, out of wood already. Typical. So yeah, for wall height, I'm thinking something like that maybe would be good enough. Maybe too high. I don't know, we'll see. Because these towers are going to be quite big, I'm going to have to make them quite tall. So to make them not look overly big, I think we're going to have to scale the wall up quite a bit. So yeah, in the end, I think they're going to be something like this. And then the towers are probably going to go another 2 or 3 above that. But just so they don't look so ridiculous. But yeah, that's kind of the plan in my head at the moment. A little doorway and stuff in here, and we'll have some nice big walkways across the top of the walls as well. But for the time being, all I want to do is get a single row of walls going around this whole thing, and then we've got an idea of how much wood we're going to need, and then we can take it from there. So that is our first port of call. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get all of these walls down and around the entire outline of this thing, just so we're defended from anything in the future. And then once we get stone, we can start adding some stone and bits into it. And I think for some bits, like down by the wall here, down by the water, sorry, we're going to actually put stone wall at the base of it. So this base bit here, it's not going to be brought up, it will just be the stone wall instead, and we'll kind of do a wall like that. That makes sense. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to crack on. I'm going to start getting some of these walls in and see how far we can get and how much wood we actually end up using. Wonderful, that is our defenses all up and running. As you can see, I started to bring it up a little bit over here as well, and then I started getting down that end and it started to break. So I think we're going to need to go and get the stone cutter before we can really get this properly done. I would like to kind of start planning out what we're going to do around the front bit here as well. Again, like I said, we are going to be putting a bit of a walkway in here, but I don't know what that's going to look like yet. I think probably going to be something about here. But then we've got to do a staircase up to it and everything. Let's have a look and see what this is going to look like. Obviously, the staircase probably is not going to be angled like this. I'll have it kind of going at an angle, and we'll probably put something in the little towers there. But yeah, it's going to be roughly about this height here. And I think that looks pretty good, actually. We've got really good coverage from here. This as well can come up, so we can bring this all the way up, and then we'll put a bit of a roof on here as well. There we go. Yeah, we'll do something a little bit like that, and then we can put a roof around it as well, so then we'll be able to see off the edge here. But yeah, I think that looks pretty nice. It's going to be quite a nice big walkway. We're also going to make sure that the inside of this is all walkable as well. As you can see, I have placed a little bit of flooring down here. It did help while placing these walls. So I think that site will continue the whole way around as well, just so we've actually can come in here and walk. And then this bit here, I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do with this bit yet. Whether we're going to put walls in here and make this an enclosed area, or if we're just going to have it as an open area. But I've got a couple of ideas for what I'd like to put in and around this area. But we'll get to them. We'll get to them once we raise and sort all the ground out. It's nothing too imperative. So, one thing I did notice while I was building this is that I run out of wood really quickly. Oh, by the way, as for wood, we're still doing pretty well. We've still got quite a bit. I don't think this is going to take very much at all. It's probably going to take a bit while we're doing the walkway. But we'll see to that when we get to it. But one thing we definitely need to go and get today is I want to go and see this trader. As you can see, I've not been to it. I just had a bit of a scout of the coast, and it looked fairly close to the coastline. So we should be able to pop in and just grab that. So I would very much like to take all of the treasures we have, head on over to the trader, and then see if we can't get ourselves an upgrade. Because it is also going to be extremely useful when we do go into the swamp, which is probably going to be next episode now. But we are going to have to set up a little swamp base up here as well, just to make sure that we're all safe, and if we do die, we're close enough to go back to it. Yada yada yada. But let me grab the boat. Let's head on and up over here. And we're going to go through this little canal here, and it should give us super easy access to that trader. So I'm so glad that's really close as well, because in the future we can kind of just pop and visit him fairly easily. Again, not using portals has its own little challenges. So yeah, I'm going to grab the boat and we're going to head on over to Haldor and see what he has for us. Just landed in the Black Forest where Haldor is. Just got to run up and find him. Should just be over the hill here. And there he is with his locks. Fantastic. Hello Haldor, how are you doing? Wonderful. Ooh, okay. Okay, we've got some things. We got some things here. So, we've got the Thunderstone as well. Okay, I've not seen that before. Right. We've got a bunch of stuff to sell. Let's just sell everything and see where we're at money-wise. Wonderful. So, we've got 1,497. We've sold all of our rubies, all of our pearls, all of our amber pieces. So, first thing is first is we have to get Meganiord, is that how you pronounce it? The Meganiord? That's going to give us increased strength. That is going to be extremely useful. How much money have we got left after that? We've got enough. We don't have enough for the circlet, which is the light source. That might be quite useful. However, there have been fishing updates to this game. So, I am going to buy a fishing rod. I'm going to buy one Thunderstone. And then whatever money we got left is all going to go on bait. There we go. Quite a good amount of bait there as well. So, fishing exchange, I really do want to check it out. This Thunderstone as well. I'm not entirely sure what that's done for us. Has that unlocked anything else? I'm not entirely sure. We have it though. So if there is anything that it unlocks as soon as we get the other materials for it, it should unlock whatever it is. I think we possibly come here at the worst time, as it was turning nighttime, and now we have an absolute ton of grey dwarfs after us. So let's get out of here. We spent all of our money over there. We've actually got quite a good amount of stuff there. I'm not entirely sure what the Thunderstone is or what it's used for. And I think the flesh stuff that was in there is used for the Iron Sledge, if I remember correctly. It's been a while, but yeah, I've obviously not played since they've added the Thunderstone, whatever that was used for. I don't know where it was added. I don't know what it's for. It's got a weight of 10 as well. Oh my god! Right. Maybe once we get to a crafting table or something, it will unlock something we can make with it. But we'll have to see. We will have to see. Right, it's time we get out of here. We're going to head back home. And, yeah, now we've got this, we're going to be completely set for going to the swamp. And I think we'll do that at the very beginning of the next episode. Okay, so we just made it back from the trader, and I've had a quick look at where we are for today's episode. Just see how we're doing time-wise, and we're already close to 30 minutes. I don't know how the time gets away from us in these things, but we've done quite a lot today, so I'm super happy with it. We've managed to fight the Elder. We've got some base defenses going. We did a massive, massive exploration of the island and the world itself. We found the trader, which is really cool, so we managed to go and get some upgrades from there. We did all of our bronze upgrades. Really, like, quite a lot of stuff's happening, and loads and loads of wood as well. Don't forget that. I did cut down a load of trees and a load of wood in between some clips. So we're absolutely stocked. Still a lot more to do. So much work to do. But we are going to slowly start getting there now. I think next episode we're going to go straight to the crypt in the beginning. We're going to get all the action adventure out the way nice and early. Once we get the stone cut, we can start coming here and getting some more upgrades done around the house. Because I really do want to get this finished and kind of get this all tied together and tidied up just a little bit. So I think in the next couple of episodes, that's what we're going to work on. I think I'll do some of the leveling and stuff, and some of the wall building between episodes as well. Because I really want to get this all tied together, and then, yeah, we'll get out to the swamp and we'll start getting iron and start getting progressed down that line. And that's going to unlock a load of other things for us. But thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. And I shall catch you in the next video. Goodbye.